Okay, now that I've consumed eats and noms, I have 2 videos currently uploading, as you can see. I'm listening to music too. Let's continue. Because I like what's going on right now. Meanwhile, back in Dave's room, it seems you have a hive guest, Dave. Ah, hell no. Is this who I think it is? Tavros has been looking forward to meeting you. Hey, first, okay, I think you're fantastic, which is to say, just an enviably cool guy who I admire. Let's put that compliment on the table where we can both see it. Holy shit. Looks like I found another point in time to bother you, when, I guess, you're more emotionally susceptible. Dude, are those sick fires you're packing there? You best not be bringing that fire into my bubble unless you plan on dropping that shit. Oh, bro. These are without any confusion to be noted as some truly unhealthy incendiaries. They are in above average need of medical attention. So, in other words, just to compare the analogy, I hope you know a licensed physician. I'm your general fucking practitioner and doctor's orders are to shut up and burn down my goddamn office. I'll break your brittle ass like a graham cracker and we'll roast s'mores over the flaming debris. Have I made myself clear? Yes, and certain features of your pale anatomy may serve as the marshmallow ingredient needed for the molten snack. I will provide the fudge. Dude, gross. So Aradia, just so we're clear, this is like a hell bubble, right? It's my eternal punishment for having to have shitty wrap-offs with this tool forever, is that it? Yes, you figured out the mystery. I guess I had it coming for a flagrant lifetime spent being unbelievably fucking incredible at rap and just about practically everything else. Except not dying. You may think so, but then again you have not faced Team Charge in a match of slam poetry, have you? Oh, yes. Just kidding, I'm no good at slam poetry. Sorry. Oh. So is he dead? He looks dead. Yes, he's dead. What about you? You don't look dead. Are you dreaming? No, I'm wide awake, and I physically stand before you in person. So, you're not dead. Oh no. I am very much alive, and I intend to stay that way. Radia. That's good. It's about time you got some life. Prepare to leave castle. So then... Okay then, I guess I will get going. Go where? To keep looking for my dad? Are you sure you don't have more important things to worry about? Are you saying that I'm still not supposed to find him yet? John, please. I thought you were done getting the future spoon-fed to you like this. I've told you that you will find your dad eventually. That should be good enough. Don't you think it's time to start taking your responsibility more seriously? Well, yeah, but what responsibility do you mean? We just concluded that I'm going to go fight Jack. And there's a possibility I will fail. He could kill me easily for all I know. But it's something I have to try. And if I do fail, your plan will serve as backup. There is a lot riding on you, John. On both of us. Okay? So you're saying I should go get the tumor now instead of putting it off? I'm not telling you to do anything. Just reminding you what's at stake. The tumor. Why don't we just call it what it is? A big fucking bomb in the core of your battlefield. Yeah, which is what I was wondering about. How am I supposed to get it out? I guess I'll go find a cave or something? Yes, you could probably go looking for a sanctioned entry point. Or you could just do what winners in a hurry do. What? What? Cheats! Is that even possible? It is practically always possible. I won't tell you how, but I will point out you can just start making better use of your powers than facilitating noisy joyrides. Isn't that what Earth is like, by the way? A bunch of humans flying around in little wheeled pods constantly beeping at each other with their chauffeur familiars? No. Well, maybe some places, but most cars stay on the ground because science fiction hasn't happened yet. Nope. You're not a physical god with wind powers driving a car with a little black insect-type creature person in another world in a virtual reality video game talking to gray-skinned, horned aliens who kill people. Nope. Anyway, I'm just saying it's time to do something useful and impressive with your powers, deliberately for a change. You are a god now, remember? Yes, but all I can do is make a lot of wind blow around. How is that going to help? Use your imagination! That windy thing of yours is more versatile than you think. Alright, I will try. I like this perspective. His windsock hat. Good. I think it's time for me to get going too. I will prepare for battle. Oh man. I guess there's nothing I can say to change your mind, and it's something you really have to do. Then I understand. But how about this? What? Can this not be the last time we talk before you go? It would be nice to hear from you at least once before you leave to fight him. Yeah, you got it. I will message you before I leave. In my future too. None of this messaging me in the past nonsense before I even knew you. Of course. Okay, great. I'll hold you to that, Vriska. It will be a certainty. That said, there is no need for any sort of farewell right now. Go do your amazing windy thing, John. Be creative. I will talk to you later. Okay, I will. Later. Arachnid Script, AG, Sea Strolling Ectobiologist, EB. I like these conversations. Be creative. The wind skimming through your fingertips. And drill. Yours is the drill that pierces the battlefield. Quake. More wine for the lady? This woman sure does seem to like her wine. The gentleman has never met a woman quite so taken with the drink, or one as enchanting and beautiful for that matter. Oops! The fellow has stained the mademoiselle's fine garment. The gaffe is unforgivable, and the only true course of chivalry would be to liberate the damsel from the sodden cloth and launder it immediately. Oh, I seem to have spilled something in your clothes. Let me take them off for you. John's like, Dad, you work quick. But the lady has no concern for the purity of her finery. She has other things on her mind altogether. So is this a callback to the conversation in the serious business thing? The woman has never met a gentleman so strong and considerate and handsome. She cannot tell for certain if her intoxication is due to her 7th glass of wine or the contours of his proud, powerful nose and the sensual aroma wafting from his pipe. The man and the woman are at ease. They have everything because they have each other. They know that together they can make it through anything, whether trouble brings a bit of spilled wine and a chic lab coat, or reduces the very castle beneath their feet to ruins. This was inevitable. Why are they gray now, though? What did you do to those shades? You have disgraced the shades. Read Mindfang's journal? I haven't decided on voices for them, so... On the 14th bilunar perigee of the 2nd dim season's equinox, the Orphaner poses a Galliganous riddle like no other I've met. I am presuming him bothered by jealousy, and it would be sickening if it were not so marvelously amusing. But then, who but royalty could have the thin cheek to show disdain for the manner in which his black lover conducts her red conquests? Less is accelerated meeker than I homicide, and the violation would hold me aghast, again, if his misgivings did not complement his so endearing arsenal of quaint flaws. It is impossible to stifle this grin even now as I write. He surely understands this is my maritime overlord. He surely understands this as my maritime overlord. A superior, with gritting fangs, he would concede the expense of my plunder, makes his... Well, wait a minute. What? A superior while the gritting fangs... Through gritting fangs, he would concede the expanse of my plunder, makes his seem hardly worthwhile to trouble a map with good ink over. I did not understand that sentence. I probably will later, though. I know he understands. I will take what I want. I expect nothing less from Dualscar, and truly less would offend me. Is it the crude blood of the suitors from which I have taken enjoyment recently? If his displeasure is with my blithe treatment of the social order, then he has either not spent enough time in the warm company of my indifference, or is simply very stupid. I saw the look he gave. He's so secure in knowing he can't feel what's in his mind. Knowing I can't feel what's in his mind, he forgets the traitorous ways of his own face. His little looks are words to me, interjections that are deliciously bitter repartee. First a look as I summon a slave from the hold, with such ease between my remarks. Why yes, Dual Scar, they were the very slaves in your hold until but this hour. Another ship deployed carelessly, languishing in strategic vulnerability. Is this not our routine? Our dance? What is this look, my dear Kismesis? Is it shame? Envy? Contempt for what he knows will follow? I nod her over. She is fearful, and it makes her prettier. He scoffs without a movement or sound. I know there is disgust feeding in the shadows in his corner of my block. At least prick her in the light, he surely thinks. Determine what vulgar hue she bleeds before persisting with your abasement, Marquise. Do try to understand.
It's 2 o'clock.
Not knowing is the point, and if you truly understood this, your crusade against the Gambalignants would not be among our Grand High-Blood's most uproarious punchlines. If only one truly needed to be so high to find it amusing. And so, not knowing, I take her will, but leave enough of it to enjoy her response. Her hands are in my service, but they still shake. They unfasten the first button at my jacket's waist clumsily. I have masked the line between my puppeteering and her volition exquisitely, and her uncertainty over her own control fuels her fear. She unfastens the second button, and between the second and third I make a casual remark to Dual Scar, continuing our conversation. He does not respond. This is like borderline pornography, at least in human terms. Hey, I look again in the face of my slave, imagining for a moment her mind is not an unguarded port to her every dread. I imagine I cannot feel her conviction that it's not merely a matter of whether she will be put to the irons, but how hot they will be if she fails to please. Poor thing! Her horns make attractive shapes and pair themselves pleasantly amidst her violent snarls of hair. Her fingers, which I have lost track of, to my surprise have come between the petticoat and my skin. The heat of her touch tells me the likely range for the color of her blood. I wouldn't have guessed it to look at her, not with her sides stripped. Her mouth opens slightly, and I squint. Ah, razor sharp and none missing. Perfect. How disappointing it is to find quivering lips hiding dull teeth. I pause to consider. What will her fear become if I choose to show her mercy later? And even in days, kindness? Will this be the red dalliance that becomes fully flushed? Love demands my cunning just as mine raids. If it is to be, she will never understand how thoroughly she was manipulated. Her body, her mind, her devotion. I remember Dual Scar again. My distraction from our banter was momentary absolute, and I inquire into the shadows. But he is gone. Then go, my Kismesis, fume with the indignation I gave you. I can only pray it blackens our bond. I must know such exhibitions agitate him, and hence why I bother. Otherwise it would be easy to dismiss him before I partook. Let it be a gift of antagonization to you, my dear rival, on which you may brew pitch for me anew. And if it is true envy, a vermilion yearning I can't abide, then though it pains me, it will be farewell. Alas, it may be that I am too good at spurring hate. Too good, at least, for him. I only hope he is not so foolish as to tread a path of less torrid malice. For if he does... Dual Scar. With a nice cape cut in the shape of an imperial drone. Terrifying, is it not? On the 16th, my suspicions have been confirmed. I'm not grinning anymore, Dual Scar. Our orderly contention has dissolved right before my vision eightfold. It was once a handsome black, but now sits like good strong tea, sullied and cooled by unwelcome dairy. Thus my heart was broken twice. I was fond of the slave. There was surely promise in her red investment. He had her assassinated. And so I am visited by a bit of bad luck for a change. It's not possible to evade it forever, I suppose. I will simply have to endure the misfortune of observing his base and artless measures of retaliation. Just going to take you down. He's applied his own resources to increase the bounty on my head. I wonder if he intends such a laughably ineffectual gesture as anything more than a formality, a symbol of his intent. If not, my smile, how it threatens to revisit. Almost. I've broken laws, yes. But what has there been to pay for? If any act I've taken should demand a bounty, it was paid up front. I foot the bill myself with guile and supremacy. Honk. 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 On the 20th. If only my hoard were as bottomless as his desire to disappoint me. He is set on cowardice, deferring to others to settle his score. Doesn't he remember what he has confided? It would be easy to give the evidence to her imperious condescension, and he would be killed quickly for his unthinkable presumption. He's taken a great risk harboring red ambitions for an empress who will never even know his name. Not that I'll sink to his tactics. Excuse me. But then, he feels safety in knowing this. My sources say he is en route. The Grand High Blood. I love the pants. Bell bottoms. On the 21st, I've learned Dualscar has reported to the Grand High Blood all the intelligence he has on me and my fleet. It was information he'd guarded closely to protect our once mutually cherished rivalry. He couldn't let it fall into the wrong hands, lest another besiege me more effectively and cause me to wax for the usurper. Not that he'd raised that mast particularly high himself. Ah, the shortcomings I managed to overlook for the sake of a lover. I would have enjoyed witnessing the entertainment he prepared to please the High Blood. His sense of humor was dreadful. It would have been a true miracle if he survived the appointment. Funny, I always imagined a grander entry in my journal for your demise, Dualscar. But I should have realized you would die as you lived. A joke. One more humorous little sacrifice kindly given to the subjugators, and one step closer to the release of the vast hunk they prophesize. I am overjoyed to understand now this was always your destiny. Honk. 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 He's wearing Navita's hat and Equi's shades. Motherfucking honk, motherfuckers. Oh. It's been nearly a week since Dualscar's fitting end, and I'd all but forgotten the matter. It seems the subjugators were not particularly inspired by his revelations about my affairs. Sources tell me the response was to commission one of the court's neophyte legislators to conduct the investigation and bring me to justice. Neophyte Redglare is reported to be quite talented. I find no reason to doubt this. Still, how can I be caused any unrest to learn the recourse is to send a lone, inexperienced bureaucrat to apprehend me? I cannot view this as anything other than full concession by the Highbloods. They now only seek to maintain the appearance of pursuing me. Maybe they find my exploits amusing. I couldn't possibly disagree. Those rare moments when my superiors show wisdom come perilously close to restoring my faith in the social order. Feel dizzy. As for Redglare, it would surprise me if I ever heard her name again. If she finds me, then I welcome her challenge. But I'm so confident she will play no relevant role in my future. I won't even bother peering into my oracle to satisfy my curiosity. Your arrogance is your downfall. 3x Showdown combo. Honk, honk. I like the animation, but the music wasn't that great. Honk! Ugh, right in the shame globes. She is pissed. She was clean off. Revealing only 4 toes. He's got 5 fingers, but only 4 toes. Well, fuck. Knocked the glasses right off her face. You! I will end you! Do you hear me? Fuck on, I was only... Shut the fuck up! Ah! Yes! Kanaya, yes! Well then. Shades descend? Deal with it. Yes. Oh, come on, where's the deal with it? It's like... That was truly satisfying. May you never harm another again. She is gonna put it on. Yes! I didn't even know she was gonna do that, and I was all like, yep, let's just put this on. Sour cream. What the fuck that say? I can't make out what that says, even zoomed in. Nope, it's a heart. Well then, Vriska has fallen deeply in pity. Be Jack Noir? You are now Jack Noir. You have just murdered an innocent family. What will you do? Well... that sucks. Accessorize immediately. You begin claiming trophies to celebrate your magnificent triumph over the defenseless, loving couple. The man's hat suits you perfectly. It is plain and serviceable. Yes, that looks so good. The only way the look could be possibly improved is if it were blacker. Or bloodier. Take a prize from the lady. Furry smoking pipes. This beautiful scarf will look quite dramatic as you soar through the air, scouring the surface for new victims. It is finely crafted, and the fabric is wonderfully soft. Your powerful nose detects perfume. The odor is pleasant. Wait, this pipe is great too. It makes you look dignified and thoughtful. Yes, this will be your trophy as well. Trophy binge! Aw, yeah. His feet grow obnoxiously big for no reason. Yes, yes! All of the glorious trophies will belong to you. There is no possession of the fallen so trivial that it would make a splendid adornment to your intimidating visage. Wait, no. This is in fact so very, very stupid. Ah! This is no way for a killer of your elite profile to dress. Your rise to omnipotence has had a regrettable influence on your vanity, it seems. Have you forgotten the original grievance with the frivolous attire that got you here? That is it. No more trophies. You are swearing off trophies forever. Probably. Dang. It's like Vriska's fault twice over that John never really got to reunite with his dad. Damn. Okay, you'll keep one trophy, but only one. You can never stay mad at Cal. He is a true friend. The only you have ever known. Wait, did he rip the shades off too? You should have kept the shades. Much as I was like angry at you for wearing them. God, you are so bored. Sniff out new prey. I smell windy. It used to be that when you were bored with paperwork, you would go distract yourself by sharpening one of your favorite knives, or give your most disapproving scowl through the fenestrated wall to survey the kingdom. But those were simpler times. There is only one cure for boredom befitting a demigod, and that is more senseless killing. You consult your proud long snout for assistance with the hunt. You pick up the maddening scent of one of the young graveyard stuffers. You are sure it is the same one you slaughtered earlier, and yet his stench remains, confounding you from every direction. It is as if the breeze which carries it deliberately seeks to obfuscate the odor's origin. Your thoughts become more murderous with each blustery taunt. One moment. Okay, where was I? Let's see. The breeze which carries it deliberately seeks to obfuscate the odor's origin. Your thoughts become more murderous with each blustery taunt. Succumb to unfathomable bloodlust. Didn't you already? Half the mind is filled with death and killing, the other half is full of doggy things. You are consumed by murderous thoughts, and you prepare to embark on a killing spree to end all. Oh, for fuck's sake, you start thinking about dog things again. Why do bones have to be so delicious and enticing? Well, hey, you know, kill somebody, rip apart their carcass for delicious bones. Why not? Suppress thoughts of unfathomable sausages. Jade, makes your tail wag. You successfully suppress all thoughts of delicious little wrapped wieners and infuriating things like mail and its agents of delivery. But in the process, you awaken your deepest and darkest feelings of all. Feelings of loyalty? How completely despicable. But no, that's not quite all there is. Could it also be love? It must be. It's the only emotion that could possibly make you feel so utterly disgusted with yourself. Blech. And it is surely why you couldn't go through with it. You could not do it. You could not kill the girl. Contact Double D. You get to the draconian dignitary on the line. He asks what the hell you've been up to. You say it doesn't matter. You have a point of serious business to discuss with him. He makes sure you're remembering to keep the destructive impulses to a minimum. No more planet exploding or anything like that. You say, yeah. He says no point in securing power when there's nothing left to rule. You say, God, it's not the point. Lousy stupid dignitary, all keeping your murderous tendencies in check. He's the most terrible guy you almost kind of didn't despise completely. Listen to... You attempt to humor the Sovereign Slayer's demands diplomatically. There is a narrow line to walk between obeying the orders of a clear superior and blindly facilitating a perfectly useless genocide. It takes a very savvy breed of psychopath to pull it off. The Slayer is yapping about some girl, probably one of the young players who can no longer provide any serious threat to your rule. But he wants you to go kill her anyway. You ask why he doesn't go kill her himself. He says it's complicated. This guy, you swear. You tell him you're busy with things that actually matter, like running this kingdom on his behalf and all, levying taxes, oppressing consorts, all the unpleasant chores he would never dirty his snout with. He says this is more important than any of that stuff. You say fine, just send the droll after her. There's a moment of radio silence. He says, you mean the courtyard droll? He wants to be sure this is the same droll you're talking about. You say, yeah, what's the problem? He says, you mean the very same droll who couldn't manage the one simple task assigned to him to steal the White Queen's ring from the very sane, adoring, wonderful girl and master and friend in question? Wait, he says he just means girl. Just girl. I didn't hear any of that. You don't say anything. He says, fine, you win. Sick the stupid droll on her. What does he care? Contact CD? You hit up the droll. The Slayer was right. This guy is clearly incompetent. Still, the only real objective here is to get him to stop breathing down your neck with his awful dog breath. Looks like the droll's in the battlefield. He says he is still looking for the Queen's ring. He says he made a new friend to help him with the search. But it's terribly breezy on this planet, and his new friend keeps blowing around, making the search more difficult. He says thank goodness he is not wearing one of his finer hats. It would be just dreadful trying to keep it on his head in such weather. You say you don't care about any of that stuff, and tell him to shut up. Listen to Double D. The dignitary is one of your superiors who makes you nervous. The list of superiors who make you nervous, in fact, includes all of your superiors. It includes many of your inferiors as well. He tells you to forget the ring. You failed your mission, and you are never going to find it. There is a new mission. You say, oh? He says, yeah. And let go of the goddamn rabbit. You say okay, but don't actually let go. You say you will be happy to begin the new mission very soon. But first there is this pretty blue tornado ahead you are meaning to investigate. Perhaps other locals it has attracted will know something about the ring? He says, for the love of God, will you forget about the tornado and the ring? You don't say anything and look longingly at the tornado again. He says, fine. If you really must examine a meaningless and extraordinarily dangerous exhibit of meteorological phenomena, then go ahead. But be ready to embark on the mission not a moment later. You say, all right, and wonder what you should do to prepare. He asks you if you have a good winter hat. You nearly drop the radio in excitement. Ah, hats, wee!